Game of the Final Judgment, Awakening of the Knee Opening. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 276 Crazy Awakening. An heavenly person is a passive ability. There is no other consumption. It can be used on all skills, which is very against the sky. The higher the level, the more SSS level skills Zhao Yuan has, all of which can add the effect of heavenly persona. Yuan obtained an SS level defense aura, which can stack up to a percentage of double defense, because it increases physical and magic defense at the same time, or a percentage stack. Therefore, level 1 only increases the double defense by 1%. This skill has a huge bonus for Zhao Yuan, because Zhao Yuan's double defense is scary. As long as it is a percentage increase in defense attributes, it is extremely important to him. Jiameng obtained an SS level Dark Element affinity, and with the SSS level Self-Discipline collapse, he could annihilate the unstable structure in the Dark Element and cause the fission of the Dark Element. After these skills are awakened, Jiameng can even achieve Dark Element affinity plus Light Element affinity plus Self-Discipline collapse, form a terrifying storm of fission of light and dark elements. Chu Zhaoqing has obtained an SS level Wish skill, which can satisfy some wishes, but they must be within the skill priority range. For example, make a wish to teleport to specific coordinates, make a wish to add a bonus status to your teammates, make a wish to help your teammates increase the equipment durability, make a wish to help your teammates increase the skill priority, and even make a wish to revive your friends. This is a relatively versatile skill, but it is not omnipotent. It consumes a lot and has a lot of restrictions. It can be used to assist, and it can also give the enemy a powerful attack in battle. Holy Spirit, Thorns and Armor, Destiny Maniac, Fanatical Taunt, Copperhead and Iron Back. The skill reaches the full level of 100, triggering hundreds of millions of times the proficiency, will skip the awakening trial, and directly obtain the effect of the awakening branch. Such a large-scale battle, superimposed on the proficiency aura, is 390 times the acquisition multiple. Except for the new skills just acquired, all the remaining skills have completed a promotion. All trigger the hundreds of millions of times the proficiency and directly obtain the awakening effect, which means that Zhao Yuan's combat power will usher in a huge change. SSS level fierce battles, endless battles to the death, history has passed, and the tyrant's wrath has completed an awakening, and obtained the awakening prefix. The three skills of heavenly personality, reset, and glory evolution were acquired only recently, so they could not be fully leveled. The SSS level fierce battle is not only the awakening branch, branch 1, after triggering, the stacking percentage magic defense plus 100% per second, branch 2, percentage magic defense stacking limit plus 100% endless battle and endless battle are the same type of skills. When the blood volume drops to a certain level, a percentage of double defense is superimposed per second, but there is a superposition upper limit. Zhao Yuan naturally chose branch 2, and the superposition limit reached 100%. Zhao Yuan is now a double defense of 2 billion. After triggering these two skills and stacking to the upper limit, you can achieve 4 billion points of double defense. So scary. However, the blood volume needs to be maintained at a low level. After the blood volume is full, the skill effect will stop triggering. The branch effect of the endless battle is the same. Zhao Yuan chose the branch option with a superimposed upper limit. SSS level history reshaping awakening branch, branch 1, after death. If the skill is not cooled, it can be triggered passively. Branch 2, the time point of backtracking can be freely selected. These two branches are interesting, Zhao Yuan said to himself. The effect of branch 1 is that when it is instantly killed, and it is too late to release the history, it can go back in time after death and return to the state of undead. But I have passively triggered invincible skills, and it is impossible to be forced to kill in seconds, so the situation of branch 1 will basically not happen. Branch 2 is also very interesting. Now the time to relapse is 25 minutes. If I was in the state of residual blood 25 minutes ago, then after using the skill, I will still be in the state of residual blood, but the branch effect can choose the backtracking time point by itself, and I can choose the most favorable time point to backtrack. Zhao Yuan decisively chose branch 2 SSSS Tyrant's Wrath Awakening branch. Chapter 277 The God of Darkness comes down. Even the sanction of the Evernight Goddess can be passed through without injury. Next, we only need to wait for the end of the Cataclysm event to get reward points, Ordinary players are even more excited, let alone a prince even if it is a priest level. In their eyes, it is equivalent to a boss of the city destroying level. It takes tens of thousands of human lives to pile up before they can try to kill. Zhao Yuan's prince level with all attributes plus 300% was still easily crushed, and even Zhao Yuan's invincible skills were not released. We are so lucky to be in the same main city as Zhao Yuan, otherwise 80% of the population will die in this cataclysmic event. I just saw the announcement of the goddess of the night sanctioning Zhao Yuan, and my heart almost stopped. I didn't expect Zhao Yuan to directly smash the sanction of the goddess of the night, or I don't trust Zhao Yuan enough. How can I suspect that Zhao Yuan will lose? Chu Zhaoqing obtained the SS level wish ability, and the cooldown of this skill is only 3 minutes. I hope the duration of eternal night is shortened. Chu Zhaoqing made a prayer and whispered his wish, and layers of invisible ripples spread. The duration of eternal night has been reduced by 3 seconds. I don't know if the entire Xia kingdom has been reduced by 3 seconds, or only the area of Yan City has been reduced by 3 seconds, and the wish ability can also be used to restore sanity. The squad members then practice their newly acquired skills. Zhao Yuan continues with the awakening branch option. Unyielding soul. Zhao Yuan chose the effect of soul strength plus 100%. Originally, it was 1000 soul strength after the full level, which was directly increased to 2000 points. Thorns Attire. Zhao Yuan chooses the number of counter-injury plus 100%, that is, every time he suffers an attack, triggers 16 real counter-injury times. The maniac Zhao Yuan chose to increase the priority of his skills, and he could recover 40% of his blood per second when he was seriously injured. The Copperhead and Ironback Zhao Yuan chose the active effect evolution. At this time, when the indestructible golden body is turned on, the double defense will increase by 500%. The fanatical taunting skill Zhao Yuan chose as the skill priority, and the attribute of attack power minus 40% must be prioritized. Even if you encounter a boss above the prince level, you can reduce the opponent's attack power by 40%. Yanhao Windbreaker. Zhao Yuan chose the branch that reduces consumption. Originally, after actively opening Yanhao Windbreaker, 1% of the blood volume will be deducted per second. Now only 0.5% of health is deducted per second. True Oath skills. Zhao Yuan chose the skill range plus 100%. Zhao Yuan did not choose to increase the permanent oath quota. Because there are already 17 places left, there is no way to use them up. For every 10 level of the True Oath, there will be an increase of 2 places. After 4 awakenings, although no relevant branches have been selected. However, for every 10 levels, 2 places will also be added, and this effect will not be deducted. The wider the scope of the oath, the more players from the Xia kingdom that Zhao Yuan can shelter. Maybe in the next Cataclysm event, Zhao Yuan's oath scope can already cover the 4 or 5 surrounding first-level main cities. At this point, Zhao Yuan's skill awakening is all over, and the 4 awakening skills are prefixed with Breaking Dawn. After awakening, the scope of the oath now reaches a radius of 50 W meters, which is enough to cover the entire Yan City. Although Yan City is not a circle, but a cuboid-like structure, the scope of the oath has completely covered this first-level main city. Time passed by in a minute and a second, and the tide of beasts that Yi and Chang did not encounter again seemed to have all died in the battle just now. Zhang Fengwu said, I went to the forum to take a look and found that among all the human forces in the Xia Kingdom area, the duration of eternal night has been reduced by 24 hours. Chapter 278. Human God of War. Under the deep night, a female figure slowly emerged, and he had a body the size of a mountain. He was wearing a long, intricately layered, jet black silk dress, and the surface of the dress was inlaid with the stars of the heavens. The slender arms are clasped together to hold a thick sickle of the same height. This night sickle is even bigger than the mountains. The facial features are blurred, and it can only be seen from the outline that it is a noblewoman. The majestic and quiet crown hangs high above his head. Just standing in the distance brings terrifying pollution. Without the effect of Zhao Yuan's oath, most of the people present would have been completely polluted. Goddess of the Night, clone, quality, half-step Pope level, LV 180 health, 20 billion mana, 3 billion true power, 200 true physique, 200 true agility, 180 true intelligence, 260 skills, eternal secret, dark kingdom, tranquil dream, spiritual pollution. Half-step Pope level. It seems that above the prince's rank is the Pope level, Zhao Yuan said. 20 billion health, 260 W real intelligence. This is too strong, and each of these 4 skills seems extremely tricky. Yuan said solemnly, although it is only a clone of a divine power, it is a clone of the heretic god after all. No matter how weak the power is, it also inherits some of the skills of the heretic god. Is this Dark Knight divine country skill the ability above the realm? Phoenix now owns the field of the West Emperor's palace. After the field reaches the highest level, it will be able to evolve into its own kingdom of gods. Jiameng was both worried and excited. Slaughtering an avatar of a god is considered killing a god, right? I don't know what kind of reward there will be, however, my skills have only been awakened once, and it is impossible to destroy the flesh or soul of the goddess of the night, Zhong Wen said. This body is too huge, like a mountain, but it is a graceful and solemn woman, a sickle even bigger than the goddess. I feel like it can really cut down the blazing sun, blood moon, and stars. Zhang Fengwu's body began to tremble slightly, which was an instinctive reaction when facing a high-ranking creature. It's really difficult. I haven't even reached level 180, so I have to face the avatar of the gods. All the 9th level presidents just stood there. Who has ever seen such a battle? Under the darkness of night, a hill-like goddess of the night stood in front of him, and the giant sickle in his hand was even more magnificent than the mountain peak, and most people would be scared to kneel on the ground. This is the largest divine descent in history. Even if Zhao Yuan defies the sky, facing a half-step Pope-level divine avatar, he should do his best, right? Another 9th level president showed despair in his expression. Half-step Pope level plus the goddess of the Evernight goddess. The priority is too high. I am worried that Zhao Yuan's skill effect will be greatly offset. In this way, Zhao Yuan's entire armor and defense will lose most of the effects, and the situation is likely to exceed Zhao Yuan's own expectations, and these divine skills are definitely the strongest abilities I have ever seen. Although they haven't been used yet, just looking at the names, they feel exaggerated. A group of ordinary players, their legs could not stop shaking, many players collapsed to the ground, or directly half-kneeled. Chapter 279 Dark Knight Divine Kingdom. The unyielding soul added by multiple effects became more and more powerful, which greatly increased Zhao Yuan's soul strength. Finally, it was the quiet dream that resisted the boss. Battle information, willpower and soul strength have been successfully judged, and the effect of quiet dreamland has been exempted. Zhao Yuan himself broke free from the drowsiness. Most of the players had already half-closed their eyes, but now they all regained consciousness. If hit by the boss's dream, the target will fall into peaceful dream and deep sleep and cannot wake up again. In this state, the goddess can easily kill all enemies. Of course, Zhao Yuan's entire armor is a passive skill. Although sleeping in the past has an effect, it is not very obvious. Battle information, trigger the thorns against the armor, causing 16 times of 200 million real damage. Puff, cracks appeared in the long silk dress on the goddess of the night, revealing the flesh and blood inside. As high as 3.2 billion real damage points, causing the boss's blood bar to drop instantly. It seemed that Zhao Yuan would be able to kill Booz with just a few retaliations, but in fact, even the Blood Moon goddess had a mythical creature form. How could the Evernight goddess not? Zhao Yuan has already encountered the form of mythical creatures twice. After opening it, the enemy's sanity will drop severely, but the combat power will directly increase by 1 character. Yuan drank a bottle of special medicine that increases the halo effect, and said, as expected of the skill of the god clone, the quiet dream just now directly covered the entire city of Yian. You have to know that this is just a clone shaped by a trace of divine power and the divine artifact. If Zhao Yuan's soul strength is not high enough, we will fall into eternal sleep and cannot be revived. Zhong Wen was puzzled and said, all the skill effects of 8,000 W times have been transferred to Zhao Yuan. Should it trigger 8,000 W times of Thorn and Armor? Zhao Yuan responded, it may be the special nature of the Tranquil Dream ability, or perhaps the high priority of the Evernight goddess, which was only successfully triggered once. Let's go together, Zhang Fengwu said. Although our output is not painful to the boss, it can also distract the boss's attention. Zhang Fengwu activated the SSS level Sword Lai and the SSS level Tathagata Palm at the same time, and his body was surrounded by Crimson True Energy, controlling more than 100,000 flying swords. They frantically rushed at the body of the Evernight goddess, but were blocked by a layer of pitch-black invisible night. The golden Buddha seal blasted by Zhang Fengwu's pushing palm can only deal insignificant damage. Jiameng uses SS level Space Element Affinity plus SSS level Self-Discipline to collapse. Carry out space collapse on the area where the boss is located. The air near the Evernight goddess is filled with bright white star points, which means that the space elements within the range are being drawn with the curse seal of crashing. Click. The space where the boss is located is like a mirror, with many dense cracks suddenly appearing. A space shattering caused a lot of damage to the boss, but it was only a few million points. Chu Zhaoqing kept throwing the Spear of Longinus, even if it was an awakening skill, but with the addition of such a high-level Goddess of the Night, the death probability of the skill has dropped to 0%. The Goddess of the Night then slashed a giant scythe in the direction of Zhao Yuan from the air. The magnificent sword energy crushed the outer wall of Yan City, knocked down many buildings, and was finally blocked by Zhao Yuan with a pink shield. In the previous battles, the number of kills of the growth-type barrier of despair was enough. At this time, it was promoted to the pink quality, and its attribute sword coupled with a 40-fold increase in the shield attribute of the blocking army shield, Zhao Yuan is equivalent to being equipped with 40 pink quality shields. Even so, Zhao Yuan still lost a lot of blood, and was pushed back by the huge sword energy. This time the scythe attack triggered the Thorn's anti-armor again, causing 3.2 billion real damage. The Goddess of the Night opened the kingdom of the gods of the night, and the extreme darkness enveloped everything, and Zhao Yuan appeared under a vast sky. Chapter 280 Infinite Race. Click. Click. Zhao Yuan narrowed his eyes when the mountain-sized Evernight goddess mutated. He was no stranger to this process. The Goddess of the Night is opening the mythical creature form, and will directly obtain the terrifying combat power of the Pope. Moreover, this process was extremely rapid and could not be stopped at all. The skin of the Evernight goddess was torn apart, and bloody and ferocious arms grew out on both sides of her abdomen. The originally white and flawless skin was torn away, revealing a beast body full of scales and short hairs inside. Zhang Fengwu was dumbfounded. The Evernight goddess, the size of a mountain, began to transform into a strange beast, and would eventually become an indescribable creature similar to an abyss creature. The body of the goddess looks like a demonic wolf, her upper body maintains the form of a human, and she still holds a pitch-black scythe. The head directly turned into greasy tentacles crowded together, and countless mysterious patterns were engraved on the pitch-black scales. These divine patterns continue to extend toward a higher place, and infinitely collapse toward the inner part. The turbulent waves visible to the naked eye are rushing towards the face, which is the pollution of the starry sky that has condensed into substance. At the same time, Zhao Yuan once again felt drowsy, filing his mind, as if he would fall asleep at any time. The Goddess of the Night has been upgraded to the Pope level, and her blood volume has reached 60 billion, facing the collision of the Goddess of the Night in the form of mythical creatures. Zhao Yuan took the initiative to open the golden sculpture. He obtained the invincibility effect for 18 minutes. Although he is a promoted golden statue, in front of the Pope-level goddess, there is only 5 minutes of invincibility left. Zhao Yuan activates Frenzied Taunt, Tyrant's Wrath, and then Unbreakable Golden Body, double defense plus 500%. On Zhao Yuan's body surface emerged a bell jar condensed with golden stellar energy, which was the skill display effect of the immortal golden body. After being promoted, now that Zhao Yuan is invincible, he activated the indestructible golden body in order to obtain the terrifying attack power transformed from the high-value double defense. Although the output of the anti-armor is terrifying, the sooner the boss's blood volume is emptied, the less risk will be. Zhao Yuan has now obtained 10 billion double defense points, and under the contradiction, his attack power has also reached 10 billion. Boom. Boom. Zhao Yuan was constantly hacked by a scythe the size of a mountain, but he was immune to the damage due to the invincible state. Battle information: trigger the real oath, suffer from the pollution of the gods. The starry sky pollution resistance is being judged. The judgment is successful, and the pollution effect has been immune. Trigger Thorn anti-armor, causing 16 times 500 million real damage. Trigger Thorn's anti-armor, in the form of mythical creatures. The attack of the boss becomes higher, so the value of retaliation also increases accordingly. It won't be long before the Goddess of the Night will be consumed to death by Zhao Yuan. In the form of a mythical creature, the Goddess of the Night's sanity was gradually overwhelmed by madness and tyranny. Without any thought, she just wanted to kill Zhao Yuan. This is a side effect of the mythical creature form. If it is turned on for too long, sanity will never be restored, and it will always maintain the mythical creature form. Become a forbidden existence who only knows destruction, and killing. The wolf-like goddess used the ability of eternal concealment. She consumed all her divine power and made the final blow. After this attack, Zhao Yuan survived, so this clone has no power. The icy, swirling wind passed by Zhao Yuan's side. With Zhao Yuan's real physique and various resistances, He shouldn't feel the cold now. Zhao Yuan can stay at the bottom of the magma for a week without any change in blood volume. Zhao Yuan, who was so terrifying, felt a bit of coldness. But Zhao Yuan didn't notice any murderous intent. Yunning said in surprise, "Your right hand." Only then did Zhao Yuan realize that his right hand had disappeared out of thin air. He didn't feel any pain, and he didn't notice any abnormalities. Chapter 281 SSS Class Glory Death Knell. Global announcement: the Ever-Night Goddess clone has died. The eternal night sky phenomenon in all regions has been reduced by 10 hours. Global announcement: 3 consecutive global announcements sounded, shocking many players, because the duration of the eternal night sky phenomenon in the whole country has been reduced by 10 hours. Xiaoguo reduced the duration of the catastrophe by 36 hours in total, and now the sky has returned to normal. Although other countries are still shrouded in eternal night, the number of deaths will be greatly reduced. Zhao Yuan glanced at the back of his hand. There were 2 abstract symbols flashing on it. One was the scarlet blood moon mark, and the other was the stars under the dark night. It's already the spiritual brand of the 2 evil gods, but it doesn't matter if you have a lot of debts on your body. Battle information: killing a half-step Pope level creature triggers hundreds of millions of times proficiency, and the current multiplier is 410 times. Kill the target, get a total of 6.5 billion, 50 times, experience points, and the player's personal level will increase by 5 levels. When the attribute points cannot be increased in the state, please complete the job transfer trial as soon as possible. A total of 3.5 billion skill proficiency points, 420 times, have been obtained. An awakened skill improvement. 1 awakening skill improvement: the player's personal level has been raised to level 182, and he has obtained new skills. Zhong Wen naturally rushed to the place where the Ever-Night Goddess died, not to mention the corpse. There was not even a trace of residue. Sure enough, this is just a clone shaped by divine power. There is no flesh and blood energy, and no bones. It is impossible to awaken and become a bone summoner. Zhong Wen was not disappointed, because Zhao Yuan survived successfully. The scene where Zhao Yuan was being wiped out and resurrected in place just now was really horrific. Wait? What is this? Zhong Wen picked up a pitch-black shard. Zhao Yuan felt familiar. Sun Qiyu said firmly, "This is the majestic crown on the head of the goddess of the night. It's not right. This whole clone is transformed by divine power. Why are there only fragments of the black crown left? Shouldn't they all turn into nothingness and dissipate?" Zhao Yuan's thoughts turned. The global announcement mentioned that the goddess of the night used the power of her natal artifact, and only then did she break through the rules and complete the half-step Pope level divine descent. Could it be that the goddess' natal artifact is not the great scythe of the night in her hand, but a deep black crown? Yunning also participated in the analysis and said, "It's very possible, but this is definitely not a true natal artifact. At most it is a false artifact that contains a small part of the original power, so this is the real thing." So it survived after the death of the goddess of the night, but why only one piece, such a majestic crown? Even if it is reduced to normal size, it is impossible to have only one fragment. Guangheron scanned the area in an instant with the SS level mind-eye perception. Wait, these are the traces of the rest of the crown fragments. They once pressed on this land. Although there seems to be no traces, I do feel it. Su Yuxin was puzzled and said, "You yourself said that there is no trace. So could it be that what you perceive is the fluctuation of divine power?" Guangheron shook his head, lowered his body, touched the ground with his hand and said. Chapter 282 Booty. Battlefield reward points are being exchanged. 250 billion copper coins have been obtained. Level 7 Enhancement Stone 1000. Level 7 Gemstone 1000. Pet Evolution Stone. Level 180 Pink Equipment 8. Pink Fashion 6. Pink Magic Weapon 1. Real Attributes Point 4000. Red Pet Equipment 4. Have obtained Red Wings. Unit Reincarnation Symbol 10W. Sanity Value plus 200. Star Pollution Resistance plus 500. Guildhall Privilege after Promotion 2. First Level Main City Real Estate 3. Get the title Blasphemer. The first is 8 pieces of pink equipment at level 180, plus the pink shield in Zhao Yuan's hand. He is already a complete set of pink equipment. Zhao Yuan consumes copper coins and uses the forging function to transfer the enhancement level on the old equipment to the new equipment. Forging information. The equipment enhancement level has been transferred. 180 pink equipment enhancement plus 32. Then he put on a new equipment and smash all the copper coins and strengthening stones in the sound of ping 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 ping. The strengthening level of the whole body equipment continued to increase the more you go on, the lower the chance of success in strengthening, but Zhao Yuan has a high lucky value with a lucky aura bonus. Luck can also increase the success rate of equipment enhancement. If the enhancement fails, the corresponding copper coins and enhancement stones will be wasted. Forging information consumes 245 billion copper coins, a lot of enhancement stones, and the enhancement level of the whole body equipment is plus 175. Boom. Zhao Yuan has a new look. The original pink equipment is more gorgeous and heavier than the orange equipment, and it looks more like a work of art than a crude war tool as the enhancement level continued to increase. The iron-blooded pattern and war logo engraved on the pink equipment became clearer and shimmering with a faint halo, and the 7th level gems are also extremely precious materials. There are only a few channels to obtain them. If the combat power is not high enough, they cannot be obtained at all. Even if you have enough combat power, you need to spend a lot of time to brush the secret realm, and you will end up with 3 level 7 gems at most. Zhao Yuan directly obtained 1000 tier 7 gems, and he spent copper coins to drill gem holes for the equipment. Each piece of pink equipment can be inlaid with 6 gems, and when all 9 pieces of equipment are fully inlaid, 72 level 7 gems will be added. The extra gem Zhao Yuan gave to his teammates. The clear gem, which was the size of a fist, became only the size of a grain of rice after being embedded in the equipment. It exudes different modeled halos. Of course, players can also choose to turn off the special effects of the equipment. The original gorgeous and magnificent suits look mediocre. After checking his reward, Zhang Fengwu said with fear, the final attack of the Evernight Goddess just now is really terrible, ignoring Zhao Yuan's high priority invincibility effect, shield ability, and high defense, directly forcibly erased. And even if it is resurrected, the Goddess of the Night will not stop the erasing effect if the power of the Goddess of the Night is not exhausted. If it wasn't for Zhao Yuan's ability to look back in time, his 13 resurrections might not be enough. Zhao Yuan responded, this should be the secret authority of the Night domain. The simplest use is secret things, the invisibility of the highest person, and what the Evernight Goddess hides is my existence. To permanently hide me from this world will have the effect of obliteration. These abilities are the real skills. The skills of the gods. Zhao Yuan continued to check his loot, and he got a 6-piece pink costume. Penetration saving costume quality, pink wearing requirements, none attribute 1, physical armor piercing save 100 W points attribute 2, magic penetration save 100 W points attribute 3, physical armor piercing save 200 W points attribute 4, magic penetration save 200 W points attribute 5, physical and magic penetration saves 4%. Chapter 283 Crimson Quality Phoenix, Fusion Technique. Phoenix has completed the evolution, the quality has been promoted to Crimson, and the current stage is the teenage period. The huge red flame light cocoon dissipated, revealing the outline of a graceful girl inside. The teenage Phoenix came out of it, and she probably had the physical features of a 15-year-old human female. The red shun's long hair, tied into a double ponytail, and the delicate jade-like facial features, are also the most perfect proportions for individual evaluation. Putting it together, it gave birth to a miraculous charm, with raised eyebrows and thin lips, and the temperament is between pure and charming. A complex and luxurious short skirt seems to be transformed by the phoenix feathers, revealing the wide and flawless legs, and stepping on a pair of fire phoenix velvet shoes. Little Phoenix's pupils were pale golden red, and it was difficult to see the abnormality without careful observation. Little Phoenix put his hands behind his back, pretending to be shy, and said delicately, Master, why are you staring at me all the time? Zhao Yuan retracted his gaze and responded, well, your hairstyle is very good. Xiao Fenghuang's expression suddenly changed, and his eyes were teasing. Master is shocked to see that I was born, and you were fascinated by me for a while? Perverted, Zhao Yuan, I knew that little Phoenix should have a fiery temper. The shyness at the beginning was all fake, just to see my jokes. However, this pervert seems to have a strange magic power, making Zhao Yuan's heart surge, as if it has opened the door to a new world. Afterwards, the little Phoenix held his hands and went to play with a few sisters nearby. Above the indigo quality is the crimson rank, and now the attributes of the little Phoenix have been directly increased by about 10 times. Growing divine beasts are incomprehensible, and they can be taken away by the Phoenix. Promoted to a crimson quality Phoenix and acquired a new skill casting. After use, it can be turned into a fire spirit, attached to the owner, and obtain the effect of superposition of attributes. Fusion skills. Phoenix is a crimson quality divine beast, let alone skills, just the attribute panel is exaggerated. Without triggering the Nirvana effect, the blood volume is as high as 40 billion points. After turning on the casting skill, all the attributes of the Phoenix will be added to me, which is really invincible. Zhao Yuan checked this skill carefully and found that after turning on the casting skill, the fire spirit transformed by the Phoenix can only use part of the attacking skills. Skills such as Nirvana and Immortality will be temporarily sealed, and the main output ability, Eternal Blazing Sun, can still be released. Zhao Yuan said to himself, after the casting is turned on, the Phoenix turns into a fire spirit, attaches itself to my body, and superimposes all its attributes on me, but many skills are in a sealed state, because Phoenix has transformed into a fire spirit and won't suffer a little damage, so the abilities of triggering and defense are sealed by themselves. Soon, Zhao Yuan had a terrifying association. This is only a 150 level skill, let Phoenix continue to be promoted. After the fusion is started in the future, can I inherit Nirvana and Undead skills? FK, Zhao Yuan was startled by his own thoughts. It's not impossible. You can add attributes to me now. After level 300, I will inherit all the skills from me. Is this reasonable? It's very reasonable. At that time, I will become a human-shaped Phoenix, and the blood bar will be empty and directly transformed into an egg shape, triggering the Nirvana effect, and reviving with full blood and doubling all attributes at the same time. Although Yuning's skill aura can increase the effect of Nirvana by 5 times, but the priority gradually cannot keep up with the status of Phoenix. In the end, it will even weaken the effect of skills that can only be doubled. Zhao Yuan interrupted his thoughts. In short, the new skills Phoenix acquired after being promoted has raised Zhao Yuan's combat power by 2 grades. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 284 Rank 8 Trial. Zhao Yuan came to the Guild Hall and used the Guild Hall Promotion Authority, which is one of the rewards exchanged for battlefield points. After obtaining the Promotion Authority, Zhao Yuan spent 45 million guild funds to upgrade the Guild Hall by 2 levels. Guild Information, Guild Hall level +2, durability increased, Sky City sailing speed +70%. Now the city in the sky doesn't need to fly slowly, and with the promotion of Sun Kiayu's S-level wind control skill, the speed of flying to the island in the air is not as fast as that of a half-blood dragon. It's not too slow. Zhao Yuan also has 3 first-level real estates in the main city, which are the auction house, the pharmacy, and the forging room. The scale is considered medium. Even if Zhao Yuan does not manage, he can get a lot of copper coins from these properties every day. If Zhao Yuan participates in the management and the property goes bankrupt, it can only be sold at a low price. Under Zhao Yuan's management, the more prosperous the property is, the more copper coins he will get. Zhao Yuan doesn't have the energy to touch the property of the first-level main city for the time being. He still has a lot of things to do. In addition, the pollution forces and alien invasions are fierce, and the acquisition of copper coins can be exchanged for the sale of void mines. Zhao Yuan also obtained the title of Blasphemer, which was obtained after killing the goddess of the night. Blasphemer, every time a divine unit is killed, part of the divine power can be absorbed from it. Currently, 2 units of divine power are stored. Divine power? This should be the highest level of energy. These 2 units should be accumulated after hunting the Blood Moon Goddess and the Evernight Goddess. The team members are also gathered here, and some members are still eating food. Zhao Yuan took the initiative to say, we have a lot of options for the next step. Job transfer trials, jewelry tasks, and level 170 dungeons are all good ways to upgrade. However, the most urgent thing is the job change trial. After changing jobs, we can not only obtain a lot of real attributes, but also increase our personal priorities. If the priority is +1, it won't be so difficult for me to face the clone of the goddess of the night. Yuning nodded and said, the job change is the most important thing. Although there will be no items dropped in the secret realm of the job change, the real attribute points and priority bonuses are the best rewards. Level 150 unlocks the 8th rank, and level 180 unlocks the 9th rank. After experiencing the Eternal Night Cataclysm, Zhao Yuan can even perform the 9-rank trial. And many of the unawakened skills of the teammates have reached the full level of 100. Under the buff of the real oath, They easily passed the awakening test, obtained the respective awakening branch affects the first awakening skills of the teammates, after a long period of honing, are not far from level 100, which means that the teammates are about to usher in the second awakening. Zhao Yuan's team entered Yan City, and Zhao Yuan took a look at his shop along the way. The business was average, but not deserted. Entering the job transfer hall, facing the tall and straight job transfer instructor, Zhao Yuan said, "We chose to enter the Abyss level rank 8 trial, now everyone in Yan City doesn't know Zhao Yuan." After the cataclysm, Yan City achieved 0 damage due to Zhao Yuan's oath ability. The career transfer tutor said respectfully, "Okay." A portal door covered with scarlet logos appeared in front of everyone, and members entered it one after another. 3 seconds of teleportation time passed, Zhao Yuan appeared in a simple wooden house, and all the team members were in the room. Zhao Yuan opened the wooden door, and he could see the pristine forest, the green space without traces of man-made development. At the same time, there are many wooden houses around, most of which are built along the river. With Zhao Yuan's current perception, he could hear quite a few waves crashing. Su Yuxin said, "This is a small island. There are more than 600 civilians living on the island. These people's lives are not high, and there is no threat at all." Trial mission. Currently, it is a trial of 8 rank on the difficulty of the Abyss, and the main task has been released. Main task, survive for 24 hours. Main task 2, obtain the secret treasure of the sea. Chapter 285 Imperial Navy. In the form of a girl, the little phoenix released the Zuan True Fire. Kai-Un tapped her finger lightly, and a red golden fireball flew out from her fingertips, splitting into tens of thousands of identical fireballs in mid-air. It can be seen that there are ancient characters circulating in these flames. Boom! Zuan's Henho locked on the enemy by itself and killed hundreds of pirates in seconds. The current phoenix is of crimson quality, so strong that it is a mess. The pirate leader and a few ordinary pirates remained. Zhao Yuan intentionally left them alive, and he wanted to ask for information about the secret treasure at sea. Zhao Yuan held the neck of the pirate leader with one hand and asked, "What is the secret treasure above the ocean?" The pirate leader was already frightened, and quickly replied, "There are many secret treasure stories circulating on the ocean, and no one knows whether it is true or not. Many are legends that have been passed down for hundreds of years. All those who tried to find the treasure ended in failure or died on the way to find the treasure." Zhao Yuan then asked, "Which event has attracted the most attention recently?" The pirate leader responded with a flustered face, "The most troublesome thing recently is the Empire's subjugation decree. The Empire will send a large number of navies to attack all pirates, especially the few big pirates who claim to be kings. The second is the news about the giant ore on the seabed. It is said that someone has obtained the relevant treasure map." Zhao Yuan finally asked, "Do you know any other information?" Pirate leader, "I've told you everything I know, don't kill me," snapped. Zhao Yuan directly crushed the opponent's head, and the remaining pirates were also smashed to pieces by his punch. If Zhao Yuan's team hadn't appeared here, the civilians on the island would have ended up being trafficked slaves. There were civilians in the nearby wooden house peeking at Zhao Yuan and his party from the windows. Zhao Yuan said, "The sea secret treasure mentioned in the main quest is most likely the so-called giant undersea door. With Su Yuxin's aircraft carrier radar, it won't be too difficult to find the treasure location." Su Yuxin summoned a huge aircraft carrier on the coast, dozens of times larger than the island. The mechanical fortress beyond the current technological level fell on the water surface. Zhao Yuan and the others entered the cockpit of the aircraft carrier. Chu Zhaoqing said, "I hope to get the guidance of the secret treasure of the sea." Chu Zhaoqing's wish-making ability turns into an illusory compass, and the pointer of the compass constantly changes direction, pointing to an unknown distance. Chu Zhaoqing said, "The level of wishing ability is too low. The direction guided by the compass may not necessarily be the coordinates of the secret treasure of the sea, but this direction will also hide important clues." The huge aircraft carrier is fully powered and sails in the direction guided by the compass. At the same time, 10 dive fighters follow the aircraft carrier. 3 hours later, the aircraft carrier encountered a large fleet. This fleet has more than a dozen medium-sized sailing ships, each of which is equipped with 10 heavy guns. The soldiers above are wearing white military uniforms with long swords and firecrackers on their backs. Zhao Yuan said, "This fleet should be the Imperial Army. And they must have more information than the previous pirate leaders." The Imperial Army was also stunned, and the commander was surprised. "What kind of ship is this? How can such a huge steel monster be suspended on the sea? Could it be a new pirate force? Turn around and run away immediately." This kind of unknown steel fortress is beyond our comparability, and Zhao Yuan directly started the fanatical taunt, and thousands of barren tentacles were grafted on the Navy. The Navy exclaimed and slashed these illusory tentacles, which immediately triggered the oath and anti-armor effects, and was instantly killed by 16 real anti-injuries. The naval officer ordered, artillery bombardment. Sink the enemy for me, Imperial medium battleship quality, golden. Chapter 286 Deep Sea Gate. Intensive large-caliber bullets madly strafed the medium-sized warships, and missiles soaring into the sky dragged out pure white smoke and fell precisely into the enemy ships one after another. The pulsed plasma of the faint blue color penetrated and melted the wooden baffle of the enemy. 7. The durability of the only 7 remaining medium-sized warships has dropped wildly, and it will not be long before they will be completely scrapped. Zhao Yuan opened the red wings, and the blood-red wings imprinted on the back armor turned into reality, allowing Zhao Yuan to have 45 minutes of high-altitude flight time. He crossed the river and landed directly on the enemy warship. Zhao Yuan's purpose was to search for intelligence. If you want to kill all the enemies, it doesn't take 30 seconds at all. Zhang Fengwu and Su Guoshu rushed on the water at high speed and jumped onto the enemy's warship. Zhao Yuan locked onto the enemy officer at a glance. This was a priest-level general. He drew out the saber from his waist, and with the other hand, he pulled out the fire gun and shot at Zhao Yuan. Kang! Thick gunpowder smoke spread out, and a black iron projectile shot towards Zhao Yuan. He didn't move, and with his high defense, he directly shattered the black iron projectile. The priest-level enemy triggered the Thorn's anti-armor, and was pierced by the real anti-injury on the spot, leaving only the last trace of blood. Zhang Fengwu's finger shot mottled sword energy, piercing the skulls of the nearby half-step priest-level enemies. Su Guoshu activated his explosive skills, like a flash of irritable lightning, instantly killing dozens of enemies. Zhao Yuan asked the naval officer by the neck, "Where are you going?" "For the secret treasure at sea." Zhao Yuan saw a corner of the map in his pocket, then I took it out and checked it. This was a nautical atlas, which marked the destination of this fleet, Juxi City. Then the enemy bled to death, Zhao Yuan said. Chu Zhaoking's ability to make a wish guides us to meet the naval fleet. This shows that there are clues to marine treasures on the naval fleet, and their destination is a city named Juxi. It seems that the follow-up clues are in this sea city. Zhang Guangheron stood on the deck of the aircraft carrier, holding knives in both hands, and cut out a huge half-moon-shaped sword energy with all his strength, splitting the river and cutting the water all the way, directly cutting a warship into 2 halves. The golden-quality warship broke and sank completely into the deep sea. The Navy soldiers immersed in the water were also locked by the aircraft carrier's automatic mechanical artillery, and then were headshot at the same time. Chu Zhaoking used the magic mirror ability to summon a heavy amethyst magic mirror in the complicated and strange magic circle. The magic mirror has a heavy base, and the mirror surface is so dark that it cannot reflect a person's face at all. This is an ability that Chu Zhaoking acquired a long time ago, but it has never been used. Magic mirror, where's the clue to the sea treasure? The sparkling huaguang flows on the mirror surface, and a picture appears on the dull crystal mirror. It was the bottom of the unknown deep sea, surrounded by huge and strange creatures, and in the turbulent whirlpool was a huge bronze door. As Chu Zhaoking asked again, the nautical map in Zhao Yuan's hand lit up. Chapter 287 Obtaining the Treasure Map. The specific coordinates of the treasure map were obtained through the magic mirror prediction, and Zhao Yuan's team jumped from the air. Zhao Yuan opened the red wings, and the blood-red demonic light wings on his back kept flapping. Zhao Yuan flew towards the target quickly. The red-quality wings flew very fast. Zhang Fengwu stepped on a pink-quality flying sword and landed smoothly to the ground. And Su Guoshu's psychic body-gathering technique has the effect of being suspended in the air, so there is no need to worry about falling. The 3 of them descended from the sky. This is a dark and narrow alleyway. A middle-aged man in plain clothes is constantly at war with the surrounding Imperial Navy and pirates. These navies and pirates were all at the half-step priest level. Zhang Fengwu shook his arm, and thousands of borneal thin amulets of life and death flew out from his sleeves, dissolving on the body of the enemy, infiltrating into their flesh and blood, and meridians. Soon these enemies were itchy and excruciatingly painful. He kept rolling on the ground, scratching the skin on his body, but he didn't even notice it. The middle-aged man with the treasure map hidden on his body is a priest, otherwise he would have been caught by the Navy's encirclement and suppression. He tumbled and hid in the corner, avoiding several ice flakes of life and death talismans, and with one hand, he pulled out the rough mine fire gun from his waist, and kept running away while firing towards the rear and ran fast between the eaves, still thinking of escaping. Su Guoshu's seed blasting skills were always on, because Zhao Yuan and Humo Or were all born by the consumption. He lightly accelerated, then caught up with a middle-aged man, and a flying kick directly broke the opponent's lumbar spine. Then he obtained a parchment scroll map inlaid with the gold thread from the other party's pocket. The vast sea area is marked on the map, and a scarlet coordinate is striking. I got it. The coordinates on the chart are most likely the location of the secret treasure, Su Guoshu said. Zhao Yuan responded, we can use Chu Zhaoking's magic mirror prophecy to distinguish the authenticity, and it won't take long for us to reach the coordinates of the secret treasure. But what kind of treasure will the giant door at the bottom of the sea be? When you open this giant bronze door, what kind of scene will you see? Zhang Fengwu controlled Fijian Dao? It may be a prop to increase longevity, eternal youth, stop aging. These are mentioned in overseas rumors, Su Yuxin said in the group chat. The Imperial Navy has completely restored its formation, and the number is around 800 W. Should we rush to the coordinates of the secret treasure first, or kill all the enemies here first? Zhao Yuan, it won't take long to kill all the Imperial Navy. Crack clap. Above the sky, the belly of the aircraft carrier was deformed, extending a large number of automatic mechanical artillery, each with a length of more than 20 meters. Because it is equipped for the aircraft carrier, the heavy artillery of this size fits the scale of the aircraft carrier perfectly. Under the operation of the aircraft carrier's automatic targeting module, the mechanical artillery was aimed at the Navy on the ground. Then crazy bursts, clatter, clatter. Da-da. The Navy on the surface was instantly headshot. Right between the eyebrows, the lethal effect was triggered, and the blood bar was emptied on the spot. Even a priest-level Navy cannot withstand lethal injuries, which is the vulnerability of humanoids one by one. The Navy was killed by headshots and fell to the ground weakly, while the nearby civilians were not harmed at all. Zhao Yuan saw the general in the Navy, a prince-level officer. With a strong physique, he raised a battle axe in his hand and blocked the burst of artillery fire in mid-air. Admiral of Lord Creek quality, Prince class level, LV 170 health. 3.4 billion magic value. 7,000 true power. 55 real physique. 60 W. Chapter 288 Deep Sea Earthcaller. Zhao Yuan opened the parchment map inlaid with the gold threads, and he could see the general topography of this area. On the east side is the vast expanse of the ocean, and on the west side are dotted with many continents. The location where Zhao Yuan is located is the extended waters of the western continent. The scarlet coordinates of the treasure map are in the deep ocean far to the east. Chu Zhaoking held the parchment scroll map and used it as a basis to perform the magic mirror prophecy. The surface of the thick and dull amethyst is shimmering like water waves. The treasure map in Chu Zhaoking's hand lit up with a halo, echoing it. A deep sea scene appeared in the magic mirror, which was the previous prophecy picture. However, with the treasure map as the medium of prophecy, the picture of the magic mirror is clearer, and many details can be seen. Yuning said, the prophecy picture in the magic mirror is not the deep sea, but the bottom of the ocean, which is the center of the earth. This is a giant portal embedded under the deep sea, closest to the center of the earth. Zhao Yuan also said, the word center of the earth. It's hard not to be associated with the abyss. The abyss Xiankeng continues to extend down to the real center of the earth. That is to say, the real abyss seal is actually in the center of the earth, and the pollution in the Xiankeng is just a trace of pollution infiltrating the heart of the earth, which will make countless creatures lose their minds and fall into madness. When everyone heard it, they also felt the solemn atmosphere. Zhao Yuan looked carefully, and the giant bronze door in the magic mirror prophesied perfectly fit in the core rock formation, and there were a large number of deep-sea creatures nearby. They were all polluted from the abyss and became weird and bloated. The surface of the giant bronze portal is engraved with countless strange patterns and mysterious signs. The overall height may be 20 meters. At this moment, a light flashes across the surface of the portal, which is fleeting. Click. There were dense spider web cracks on the surface of the thick magic mirror, and then it shattered to the ground. Chu Zhaoking, the caster, was immediately contaminated with horror. This is the price paid for risking looking at the bronze door from a long distance. The previous prophecy picture was too vague, but it protected Chu Zhaoking. At this moment, he has a treasure map as a proof. If you look directly at the pollution, you will naturally be affected. However, Zhao Yuan's oath effect was triggered, transferring all the pollution to himself. Battle information. Triggering the true oath, the pollution suffered by allies will be borne by themselves. Trigger extreme adaptation, abyss pollution resistance plus 0.2, plus 0.2, trigger thorns anti-armor, causing 9000 W real damage 20 times. Sure enough, it is abyss pollution, Zhao Yuan said. So, the so-called secret treasure is actually a trap. Let's not talk about the condition of being in the center of the sea. No one can dive to this depth at all. Even if it does touch the giant door, it will be contaminated and become an out-of-control monster. Since the limit adaptation has been promoted, the upper limit of stack resistance is increased again. But if the Thorn's anti-armor is triggered, which target will the damage appear on? The durability of the giant door, or the abyss evil detained in the giant gate? Zhang Fengwu crossed his arms and said, the rumors at sea are more or less true. Those who find the secret treasure can stay young forever and stop aging. They are polluted by the abyss. They can't do it if they want to die. Even if they turn into powder, they will come back from the bottom of the abyss. Chapter 289 Diving. Su Yuxin, my aircraft carrier is moving so fast, it is impossible for these pirates to catch up. It should be that before we obtained the treasure map, these big pirates obtained coordinates from other channels and came here. The highest level warships of the Imperial Navy are steam warships, and there is a danger of being engulfed by giant waves when they enter the vast ocean, but these pirates have water magic and are blessed by the ocean. Instead, you can enter this uninhabited sea area. They are still a long way from our location, and the range of the carrier radar is too wide, although they are perceived, but at the speed of the enemy, it will take at least 2 or 3 hours to arrive here. Zhao Yuan responded, these big pirates are nothing more than prince-level rank. Don't care, there are many clues about the coordinates of the secret treasure. The treasure map in our hand is only one of them. The pirates came here and only gave us experience packs. Afterwards, Su Yuxin and Sun Qiyu stayed on the air carrier, and the rest of the teammates followed Zhao Yuan, fell from the sky, and plunged into the blue and nearly black ocean. Su Yuxin said in the group chat, I used the S-level transformation and upgrade, and made some adjustments for the mechanical floating, so that the mechanical floating can become a power backpack, which can increase your speed in the deep sea. Similar to a turbine engine, it pushes the water pressure and can maintain a high speed underwater. Zhang Fengwu looked at the mechanical backpack on his back, extended a lock to fix it on his body, and added a small remote control. The power direction of the turbo engine can be adjusted. Chu Zhao can use the wishing ability in advance. The content is I hope the friend can get the ability to breathe underwater, therefore, everyone can breathe underwater for a period of time, and even if the skill effect disappears, the damage and pain of drowning and suffocation will be transferred to Zhao Yuan. Zhao Yuan tried it himself, and it was extremely inconvenient to move in the ocean, but his real physique and strength were very high, and he was soon able to adapt to underwater combat. The underwater sound cannot be transmitted, Zhao Yuan said in a group chat of friends, go to the center of the earth. Everyone adjusted the direction of the power backpacks and moved towards the dark and unknown deep sea at high speed. Strong water pressure erupted from the power pack behind, pushing the members to rush to the bottom of the sea. Scene information, descending to 1000 meters underwater, the water pressure strength increases, the physical attribute is being judged. The judgment is successful, and the water pressure damage will be exempted. Scene information, descending to 5000 meters underwater, descent to 10,000 meters underwater, the water pressure increases exponentially every time it drops a certain distance, and at this time the water pressure of the teammates is transferred to Zhao Yuan. All were saved by his water pressure resistance of up to 3 W points. Surrounded by a dark and quiet world, there is only the sound of surging water, and nothing else. This way, Zhao Yuan saw many strange creatures, all of which were easily killed by his teammates. Zhong Wen suddenly said, why don't you use the nuclear submarine skills? Have to descend manually. Su Yuxin responded, this is not to let you experience the danger and charm of the deep sea. This kind of opportunity is rare. Watching it in a nuclear submarine is completely different from watching it with your own eyes. Zhong Wen. Chapter 290 Crazy Superposition Temporary Defense. As Jia Meng's own magic value was deducted a lot, she quickly sensed the water element within a kilometer radius. This is the deep sea, so the most indispensable thing is the water element, which is tens of thousands of times richer than the surface. A second passed, and Jia Meng's missing magic points were fully refilled, and she completed a terrifying number of Honkai spell imprints in 10 seconds. A continuous and bright faint blue starlight lit up near the nuclear submarine boom. The terrifying, tyrannical, and magnificent water elemental storm vents here, instantly killing all deep sea beasts it covers. Countless carcasses of sea beasts fell down, and were quickly eaten by the fierce beasts coming nearby. Jiameng formed a chain reaction similar to elemental fission by collapsing the stable structure of the water element. It killed about 6 million beasts in seconds. Because there are only so many in the range, so it can only kill so many in seconds, and the damage is seriously overflowing. Then it was time for Zhao Yuan to refresh the temporary dual defense, and after an hour, Zhao Yuan's temporary dual defense reached 3 billion. As a result, there are no deep sea beasts around. 7 Zhao Yuan was shrouded in layers of dense golden light, but he was still not satisfied, since he knew that the terrifying abyssal evil was sealed inside the giant door. Naturally, it has to be superimposed to the extreme state, and then calmly crush the enemy. And he hasn't superimposed the abyss pollution to the upper limit. After the second awakening of limit adaptation, the upper limit of superposition has been increased, and Zhao Yuan has never had the opportunity to actively superimpose it. The marine life near the giant door is seriously polluted, and it only needs to fight these beasts to superimpose to the current upper limit of pollution resistance coupled with the crown of the abyss awakened for the second time. Zhao Yuan can definitely crush the evil spirits inside the bronze door with one hand and get the secret treasure, Su Yuxin said in the group chat. The steam warships of the Imperial Navy have also appeared in the surrounding waters, and the scale is so large that it is completely an entire Navy establishment. There are 5 giant steam warships in total, all pink warships. The durability is as high as 3000 W, there are dozens of medium-sized steam warships, the quality is orange, and a large number of small sailing ships. The quality is golden, Zhao Yuan responded in the group chat. The Imperial Navy has also been prepared for a long time and issued a conquest decree. On the surface, it is to hunt down the big pirates, but in fact it is for the ultimate secret treasure, Su Yuxin continued. The pirates and the Imperial Navy are about to touch each other, and they should kill each other. They should have no way to dive to the bottom of the sea, so you don't have to worry about being affected. Now the depth where the nuclear submarine is located has no sea monsters, so Zhao Yuan controls the nuclear submarine to dive continuously. Although I don't know how to drive a submarine, but with the oath buff, I don't have to worry about bumping into anything. As long as I don't press the self-destruct button of the nuclear submarine, it will have no effect at all. Scene information, currently descending to 2.5 W meters underwater, the water pressure intensity increases. Drop to 3 W meters underwater, it is close to the bottom of the sea, and the water pressure has reached the highest stage. Zhao Yuan knows best how strong the current water pressure is, because the water pressure that the nuclear submarine bears has been grafted onto his body, making him feel a bit of squeezed pain. This is very outrageous, because Zhao Yuan's temporary double defense has reached 3 billion points, although the blood volume will not be deducted a little, but this is not obvious pain. It shows that the terrible water pressure on the bottom of the sea can instantly crush most things into pieces. With the current strength of the nuclear submarine, when it drops to 2.5 W meters, it will probably be scrapped. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 291 SSS Level Ultimate Domination. Zhao Yuan tried many methods, but he could not shake the bronze door, as expected of the seal of the abyss. It is solid. At this time, Su Yuxin said in the group chat, I saw the pirate regiment and the Imperial Navy officially engaged in battle through the camera of the dive fighter. The highest level of these legendary ships of the Great Pirate Group is pink, and the lower ones also have orange levels. The steam machine guns and new artillery of the Imperial Navy are very powerful, and the pirates resist through strange ocean magic. I can see a little way. A traitor appeared among the pirates and sold the coordinates to the Imperial Navy, and he is also the second in command of the pirate side, and now he has joined the side of the Imperial Navy. Wait. I see something like a key, Zhao Yuan quickly responded. It seems that the key to open the bronze door is in the hands of these pirates. No wonder they desperately want to reach this coordinate. No matter how strong the pirates' water magic is, it is impossible to dive to a depth of 1 W meters underwater, even if it is added to the special effects of the legendary ship. It can't be done. It seems that they don't need to dive to the bottom of the sea at all. They only need to use the key on the sea surface to open the unknown portal on the bottom of the sea. In the battle between the pirates and the navy, the three pirate kings all left legendary experiences in the sea area and survived for hundreds of years. Facing the fierce attack of the navy at this moment, the pirates fell into a disadvantage. Originally, the three pirate kings did not want to cooperate, but in order to protect themselves, they had to join forces temporarily. Each threw the mottled bronze fragments in their hands into the air, and the rich verdant brilliance splashed on the sea area. 3 mottled pieces of bronze were pieced together to form a key with a simple shape and a length of 1 meter. This key can be used as a short sword. Such a large size, reminiscent of the giant oar on the bottom of the sea, fits perfect. For a moment, the navy and the pirates stopped what they were doing, and stared blankly at the sky. This special key suppressed its halo and fell straight into the ocean. It kept falling at a very high speed, as if it was being pulled by some kind of traction. Seeing all this, Zhao Yuan quickly described what he saw in short words. Because the seabed is 3 meters, it is impossible for him to send the picture to the display screen of the nuclear submarine. Zhao Yuan, the 3 pirate kings each obtained a fragment of a bronze key, but encountered internal betrayal, which led to being surrounded by the Navy fleet. In order to protect themselves, they forcibly pieced the keys together. I guess it won't be long before this giant door will be opened. Zhao Yuan glanced at the mottled portal that was flatly embedded in the ground. There was indeed a keyhole in it, and it was obvious that only the designated key could be used to open the seal. Although it seems that diving into the bottom of the sea has no effect, it is precisely because of spending time close to the center of the earth that Zhao Yuan was able to superimpose 4 billion points of temporary dual defense in such a short period of time. At the same time, 6 points of abyss pollution resistance are superimposed, and Zhao Yuan's level has been raised by 8 levels, and he has acquired a new skill. In the few hours just now, Zhao Yuan killed hundreds of millions of deep-sea beasts. The number of beasts in the ocean may be many times higher than that on land. And the lowest level of beasts at the center of the earth is prince level, so Zhao Yuan raised it to level 8 in one breath. Battle information: kill the target, trigger the hundreds of millions of times proficiency. The current multiplier is 450 times. Chapter 292: The Pope of Chaos. Tentacles. Tentacles covered with strange patterns and mysterious signs. This is what Zhao Yuan saw for the first time. From the crack of the giant door, a large number of dark and smooth tentacles poured out frantically, as if there was an octopus with a size of several kilometers behind the door. These slippery tentacles are like pythons, constantly wandering, turning the deep-sea beasts they touch into clouds of blood and absorbing them into the body. Fortunately, Zhao Yuan reminded Zhao Yuan to drive the nuclear submarine away from this area when the Quanqi dropped. But obviously, in such a short period of time, the submarine didn't get far at all, and the huge smooth tentacles quickly bound the nuclear submarine and squeezed it hard. Zhao Yuan's true oath: thorns and armor triggers. The mysterious signs on the surface of these tentacles seem to contain endless pollution, invading all creatures within the range. There were only a few deep-sea beasts left nearby, so they were completely transformed, and at the same time as their strength increased, they fell into absolute madness. At the same time, above the sea, huge eddies connecting the seabed surged violently, causing serious damage to ships of the pirates, and the Imperial Navy can only temporarily stop fighting, struggling to drive their respective ships, escaping the terrifying suction of the giant vortex Gulu Gulu. A large number of bubbles floated up from the bottom of the sea, and the bronze door was completely opened. Endless huaguang spewed from it, squeezing the tentacles stacked together and extending at the same time. Battle information: trigger true oath, trigger thorns anti-armor. Inflict 500 million true damage 16 times. Zhao Yuan added glory evolution to the crown of the abyss ability to fight against the evil of the abyss. Contaminated by the abyss, the relevant resistance is being judged. The judgment is successful, and the pollution effect will be immune. Thanks to the evolution of glory, Zhao Yuan's current abyss pollution has reached 6.5 W, which is easy to exempt from the evil aura. Huge fluctuations occurred in the entire sea area, and huge waves 30 meters high were superimposed and beaten on each other. Countless giant whirlpools rolled, and lead clouds rolled over the sky, as if the end was coming. Just now Zhao Yuan's thorns anti-armor caused 8 billion real damage, breaking the tentacles that bound the submarine. Then the submarine surfaced to the surface. Before Zhao Yuan could check the specific situation, he saw Sun Qiaoyu's exclamation in the group chat. Pope level evil. Mysterious servant. Then Zhao Yuan also saw the giant in front of him from the display screen of the submarine. But the submarine's camera has a limited viewing angle, and Zhao Yuan can only see the towering majestic black robes, but not the top. Then Zhao Yuan climbed out of the nuclear submarine, stood on the black iron shell, and looked up to see the whole picture of this evil spirit chaos pope quality, pope grade level, LV 180 health, 60 billion mana, 2 billion true power, 500 real physique, 600 true agility, 400 true intelligence, 500 W. Chapter 293 Battle against the Pope. Obviously, the bodies of the Navy captain and the 3 pirate kings have undergone serious mutations, and there is basically no chance of reversal. Everyone in Zhao Yuan is also suffering from extreme pollution. With a pollution resistance of up to 6.5 W, Zhao Yuan can easily be exempted from the pollution of the Pope level, trigger the real oath, the thorns against the armor, causing 16 times of 400 million real damage. Pooh. Huge cracks appeared in the pitch-black robe worn by the chaotic Pope, and the inside was full of bloody sarcoma. 6.4 billion points of real damage caused the boss blood bar to drop by a tenth. That is to say, as long as you retaliate 10 times, the boss will be killed. Of course, the boss has a high probability of having a mythical creature form. The teammates attacked one after another. Zhang Fengwu turned into a Buddhist sword fairy, and a Buddha full of auspiciousness evolved behind him. This is the follow-up move of Tathagata God's palm. At the same time, hundreds of thousands of flying swords poured out from his backpack and lined up neatly behind Zhang Fengwu. All the flying swords were stained with red gold, but a light, go, Zhang Fengwu pointed out his sword finger, and the mighty dragon of sword aura, wrapped in a thick light paste, rushed towards the chaotic Pope. The chaotic Pope waved the slippery tentacles under the robe, and sent many flying swords of Buddha's light flame. But the tentacles will still be scratched by the flying sword, and the wound will be burned and melted. The blood volume of the boss has dropped a lot. Faced with a subsequent wave of more magnificent sword energy, the chaotic Pope activated the Rule Chaos ability. I saw Zhang Fengwu's hundreds of thousands of flying swords of Buddha's light, as if out of control. They avoided the boss one after another, then circled around and stabbed at everyone in the team. This is the ability to mess up the surrounding rules, and the target of the Buddha light flying sword has changed to us. Before Zhang Fengwu finished speaking, densely packed flying swords had already stabbed the team. Amidst the sound of ping ping ping, all of them were blocked by Zhao Yuan's defense, because these flying swords were affected by the boss skills. Therefore, after the Thorn's anti-armor is triggered, the hit is the chaotic Pope, not Zhang Fengwu. No wonder it's called the Pope of Chaos. The main ability is the Rules of Chaos. Zhao Yuan opened his red wings at the same time as he spoke, and rushed towards the boss. He now has a physical attack power of 4 billion, plus a charged attack, which can cause exaggerated damage. The Thorn's anti-armor just now caused another 6.4 billion real damage, which made the boss blood bar drop by a bit. The chaotic Pope directly opened the mythical creature form, and the towering and majestic robe was lifted, and it could be seen that there was no human body inside. It is full of dense, slippery and weird tentacles. Under the head, there are all tentacles. At this moment, the majestic priest's robe is lifted, and the Chaos Pope's body can be seen clearly. The boss turns on the mythical creature form, and the priority and attributes will be greatly increased. It seems that the head is the fatal part. When Zhao Yuan opened his mouth, he kept flying at a high speed and activated the charged attack. All 68 W points of stored energy were consumed, forming a golden outline of a dragon's head on his arm. Boom. Zhao Yuan directly shattered the barriers of many tentacles, stabbed in front of the boss, and pierced the boss eyeball with one punch. The blood volume of the chaotic Pope has dropped by 6 billion points. The boss actually has no eyes, and they are all a combination of abstract symbols. Jiameng activate spirit body affinity plus self-discipline collapse, trying to destroy the boss's consciousness. Chu Zhao can use the wishing ability to enhance Zhao Yuan's Abyss Crown ability, and released at the same time skills such as the Spear of Longinus. Saints, Jack and the Pigong Heron couldn't get close to the boss, so he could only expend a lot of physical strength, constantly slashing out the majestic smoke wave knife, cutting off the boss tentacles from a long distance. Su Guoshu activated all the strengthening skills, jumped thousands of miles into the sky, and then dived with all his strength, like a falling comet, kicking off the boss's strange high crown. Chapter 294 One Punch to Turn Over. Trigger Thorn Anti-Armor. Trigger Thorn Anti-Armor. The boss, who was completely insane, didn't need Zhao Yuan's taunt at all. He directly whipped him with a wave of tentacles, and successfully retaliated himself to death. Boom. A bright golden light was projected from the clouds, and the experience gained from killing the Pope-level boss allowed Zhao Yuan to level up by 6 levels. Battle information: killing the Pope-level creature triggers hundreds of millions of proficiency, and the current multiplier is 470 times, a total of 11.5 billion experience points, 50 times, have been obtained, and the player's personal level has increased by 6 levels, a total of 5.5 billion skill proficiency points, 480 times, have been obtained. An awakened skill improvement. Awakened skill improvement: there are no items dropped in the trial secret realm, and the rewards for killing Pope-level creatures will be converted into additional real attribute point rewards. It's a good feeling. The kill reward is directly exchanged for real attribute points. I don't know how many real attribute points can be exchanged for the Pope level. Zhao Yuan said. Then, on the surface of the turbulent sea, a huge door floated up, and finally turned into a miniature light door, which was held by Zhao Yuan in his hand. The secret treasure Abyss Portal has been obtained. Abyss Portal function: embedded in the center of the abyss, it can strengthen the seal of the abyss. It's a lot of money. This secret treasure can actually strengthen the seal of the abyss. This is a precious secret treasure that the 4 major guilds are constantly searching for, and there is no way to obtain it. Zhao Yuan excitedly said, I don't know how much the seal can be strengthened. The levels of the teammates have also increased one after another, and most of the skills have reached the full level, and they will be able to undergo a second awakening soon. The main task has been completed, the Abyss level rank 8 trial has been successful, and the secret realm is about to exit. Successful 8th turn. A total of 20,000 real attribute points will be obtained. For each level up, the real strength and physique will increase by 1,000 points, and the real agility and intelligence will increase by 250 points. It actually rewarded 20,000 real attribute points directly, half of which may be an additional reward for killing Pope-level creatures. Zhao Yuan directly added 2W real attribute points to his real physique, and the turbulent fiery aura swam in his body, and every inch of flesh and blood produced a drastic evolution in a short period of time. A large amount of white steam came out of Zhao Yuan's body, which was caused by the high temperature in his body. His skin was flushed and his forehead was covered with cold sweat. The player's personal level has exceeded level 180, a total of 30,000 points in real strength, physical fitness, real agility, and intelligence have been increased by 8,100 points. Boom! More intense pain bloomed in Zhao Yuan's body than before, but the pain came and went quickly. The 8th turn is successful, the player's own priority +1. Now Zhao Yuan's 4 basic attributes are: name, Zhao Yuan level, LV 196, 3% 100%, health, 300 million magic value, 1,500 true power, 2.7 real physique, 6 true agility, 1 true intelligence, 1W. Chapter 295 7th Order Demon King Mark. The audiences from various countries and regions with small books in their hands were stunned. That's it? This is death? You can't help but beat me up, a player from the White Bear Kingdom complained. Zhao Yuan is taking the ultimate defense route, and his attack is his weakest aspect. How can he act like a berserker? The Demon King of the British Kingdom is too stretched. At least attack Zhao Yuan once. Let's see how anti-armor he is now. Zhao Yuan won the duel, but the enemy lost his 5th Order Demon King mark, and needed to start the cumulating winning streak again. It can be said that it took several years of hard work, and it broke like a dream. Arena information, duel victory, winning streak +1, experience value +230 million points, proficiency +100 million points, 470 times, devil points +30W. This is only a 5th level Demon King, so the points obtained after defeating the Demon King are not high enough. You must defeat the 6th level Demon King to obtain the points that will instantly increase the Demon King's mark. Zhao Yuan then started the next Demon King duel match. And Zhao Yuan saw multiple buffs of the Eternal Vow from the clone in the status bar. Zhao Yuan simply turned it off so that his teammates could easily crush the clone. That is to say, the clones don't have much wisdom, otherwise they'd be scolding their mothers. All the good guys are cheating, right? Everyone treats my clone as a soft persimmon. A few minutes later, Zhao Yuan was matched with a 6th level Demon King. The opponent was holding 2 swords, one long and the other short, with a domineering aura, the 6th Order Demon King of the beautiful country. Should he be able to struggle a little more? Zhao Yuan was checking the barrier of despair in his hand at this time, because he kept killing ferocious beasts in the deep sea, and the number of kills had reached the requirement for promotion in the position closest to the center of the earth. The quality of the beasts is prince level, and high-quality kills can be converted into more kills. Therefore, the current barrier of despair has been successfully promoted to the red quality. Barriers to despair quality, red, can be promoted, wearing level, LV 180 attributes, health plus 6000 W, double defense plus 2500 W, resistance plus 1000 W, penetration immunity plus 300 W. This is just an unenhanced initial attribute, and it has to be enhanced by plus 112. Before it was pink quality, the enhancement was plus 175. After being promoted to red, the reinforcement level will drop accordingly. The outline of this elongated shield changed, becoming a deep red metal round shield with fine irregular diamonds inlaid in the center, able to cover Zhao Yuan's entire front. The audience in the stands can finally watch Zhao Yuan's battle process for a few more seconds, always punching and killing. The ticket price is not worth buying at all. A few players from Pretty Country said, "The Devil King of our pretty country has the highest gold content. Although he can't be Zhao Yuan's opponent, he will definitely be able to force out Zhao Yuan's new skills. Our beautiful country is not at the level of the British country, and this one is a 6th level Demon King. No matter how you fight, it's impossible to be instantly killed at the beginning." The British players felt a little embarrassed, but the facts were in front of them. The Devil King in their own country was indeed too good at the beginning of the battle. Zhao Yuan saw that his opponent was full of ambition, and seemed to be about to show off his skills, and fought dozens of rounds with him. Zhao Yuan still made a simple sprint, and then swung a simple straight punch. The 6th order Demon King of the beautiful country caught the flaws in Zhao Yuan's whole body in an instant. It really is a pure defender, only proficient in defense. This attack method is completely at the level of a level 20 player. If it were any other person, I would be able to make dozens of counter parry in an instant, so as to take advantage of the situation and kill, but Zhao Yuan has the ability to counter injury, so we must be cautious, and the attack speed is so slow, you can only punch with all your strength in a second. Chapter 296 Alien Invasion. The next day, after Zhao Yuan woke up, he gathered his team as soon as possible and prepared to go to the jewelry task point to receive the task of unlocking the jewelry bar. As a first-level main city, Yian City has many jewelry quest points, but there are two largest ones, both of which are top-level auction houses. Everyone rushed all the way, rushed to the nearest auction house, and logged into the high-rise building. Seeing the young and handsome jewelry craftsman, Zhao Yuan said directly, "We are here to receive a this-level jewelry quest." The jewelry craftsman neatly combed his black hair back, revealing his three-dimensional facial features. "I know you, Zhao Yuan, who shelters the first-level main city alone. Maybe only you can complete the mission of the Abyss." Zhao Yuan responded, "My lowest difficulty is Abyss. I don't know when I can open a higher hidden difficulty." The jewelry craftsman was silent for a few seconds, and then said, "Then I won't make any detours. Since you, Zhao Yuan, took the shot, the mission will be 100% successful. I established a friendly relationship with the intelligent creatures outside the main city. This process took many years and finally gained the trust of the other party," Yunying said in surprise. "As the top jewelry craftsman in the first-level main city, aren't they all high-ranking people? Why go to make friends with intelligent creatures outside the main city? Is the other party very strong?" The jewelry craftsman smiled and said, "That's not the case. The other party has a lot of void mines. This is a strategic material. This kind of void mine, in addition to being used to create space storage props, can also build large teleportation points. The importance is self-evident, even you players. There will be insufficient space backpacks. Therefore, the mission this time is to escort the return of the void mine." Zhao Yuan's team looked at each other, and the atmosphere was a little weird for a while. Zhao Yuan sent a message in the group chat, "Good guy, I dug tens of thousands of units of void mine directly from the guild resident. Didn't I just complete the task? However, this void mine cannot be teleported, it can only be transported normally. Before we were transported here with dive fighters, we had already completed our mission." Zhang Fengwu responded in the group chat, "Yes, you still have to make a trip in person. What jewelry craftsmen pursue is to establish a constant round-trip trade channel. 7 Buy all the void mines in the hands of intelligent creatures little by little. We transported it directly from the guild resident, and actually did not meet the needs of the jewelry craftsman." Yuning also added, "Intelligent creatures have a lot of void ore in their hands. Could it be that they found a void ore? Like us? Go grab it directly, the value is even higher." The three-dimensional and handsome jewelry craftsman silently waited for everyone's response. Zhao Yuan quickly said, "We have taken the task. I wonder what kind of reward you can give after completing the task of abyss-level difficulty." The jewelry artisan was full of joy. "As long as you can transport this batch of void mines back, I will use red-quality jewelry as a reward." Zhao Yuan shook his head and said, "Don't the top craftsmen of the first-level main city have dark-quality accessories? Since there is no sincerity, I can completely change the mission point." The jewelry craftsman immediately smiled and said, "I mean one piece of red-quality jewelry per person. As the captain, you naturally have a dark-quality jewelry. Dark-quality accessories are considered treasures in our auction house." Zhao Yuan's taskbar has been refreshed, and a new task of transporting void mine has been added. Chapter 297 Shadow Clan. Zhao Yuan continued, "Actually, if you think about it a little more deeply, you can also guess that the enemy will be an alien, because all the powerful creatures around are almost killed by us. It's only been such a long time, it's impossible to grow a beast beyond a prince level. The target of the alien race is not us, but these void mines. Aliens have always been hidden on our planet, and they have been silently accumulating void mines to establish a teleportation matrix across galaxies. Yunying was like an angel and holy spirit, and layers of gorgeous mottled halos spread out from her body. For these aliens, this is the only way for them to save their own racial civilization. And it is also their obsession to return to their homeland, but for us, the invasion of aliens is a fatal catastrophe. If we have different positions, there is no right or wrong, only killing." Shadow Clan quality, Prince class level, LV 180 health. 3 billion magic value. 5,000 true power. 15 real physique. 20 true agility. 15 real intelligence. 30 equipment, skills, shadow transformation, shadow dash, deadly dagger. Stealing. Zhao Yuan said, "It seems that there is a huge gap in the growth of attributes between different races. At this stage, the shadow race players actually have 3 billion horsepower. The battle is imminent, and the targets of both sides are void mines." Zhang Fengwu drew his sword and said, "Kill all these alien races, and the probability of us encountering alien invasions will be reduced in the future. The alien invasion belongs to the expansion after the polluting forces. Be alert in advance, and there is no harm." Zhao Yuan activates the frenetic taunt, forcibly taunting all targets, doubling the attack speed and reducing the attack power by 40%. The 30W aliens can only forcibly attack Zhao Yuan. After using various unlocking skills, the priority is not enough, and it is impossible to unlock the frenzied ridicule state when a battle axe slashed on Zhao Yuan's head, and it was the enemy's battle axe that shattered, but Zhao Yuan's head had no effect at all. Dozens of shadow clansmen armed with curved daggers turned on shadow thrusts, turned into black shadows, and stabbed at Zhao Yuan's eyes, throat, ankles, and ears. Zhao Yuan didn't move at all. The enemy's blade was completely broken, and the durability was 0, triggering the thorn's anti-armor. When attacked, the blood volume is reduced by 0 points, triggering the thorn's anti-armor, causing 3000 W real damage 16 times. Puff. These shadow race players were re-injured by their own attack attributes, and their complete health bars disappeared directly, turning into corpses and falling down. It can be seen that there are holes running through the enemy's chest. Zhang Fengwu said while driving the flying sword and beheading many enemies, "It seems that aliens have been hiding in the wilderness in order to avoid our sight, so they don't know our reputation. People who follow the facts a little bit, see our team, and dare to show up. Naturally, foreign players can't enter our forum. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels." Chapter 298 Reinforced Seal. Entering the interior of the Swift clan, passing through layers of corridors, Zhao Yuan saw a void mine that was completely different from what he had imagined. Only 5 meters in size, like a box, the color of this void mine is deeper than ordinary ones. The Swift Patriarch explained, "This is a high-grade void mine, and the ones that were shipped out just now are all leftovers. Now it is yours, and I hope to get your protection." Zhao Yuan said in the group chat. It turned out to be a high-grade void mine. The quality is hundreds of times higher than ordinary ones. Suyuxin, you used the teleportation point to transport 500 units of Yaojin centipede. Zhao Yuan sent 500 units of orange troops to guard here, and asked Su Yuxin to place a teleportation point advanced void mine, a positioning vessel that can be used to make a very large teleportation matrix. Advanced void mines are the finishing touch. With this thing, the coordinates of the teleportation matrix across the galaxy can be accurate. Zhao Yuan resisted the advanced void mines away. Take the team members and rush to the nearest abyss sinkhole. Patriarch, why do I feel that we are at a loss? A swift clansman said. The swift patriarch, it is very lucky to save your life. Zhao Yuan hooked the high-level void mine to the dive fighter. He opened his mouth and said, this harvest is bigger than expected. Not only can I complete the jewelry task, but I can also get a high-level void mine. Perhaps when we become stronger, we can use these void mines to build a super large teleportation matrix, and then plunder other civilizations. At the same time, it can also reinforce the Xiankang seal along the way. Zhong Wen leaned on the seat of the dive fighter. There should be dangers along the way. The last boss in the Abyss difficulty secret realm turned out to be the Pope. This mission of difficulty in the Abyss cannot be so simple. I guess there will be a Pope-level alien boss. Chu Zhaoqing wore a crimson hood and practiced her wish-making ability constantly. I hope to put the void mine in the space backpack temporarily. The invisible ripples spread, the skills were invalidated, and the priority was not enough to realize this wish. Su Yuxin drove 10 dive fighters at the same time, and said calmly, the rest of the journey is extremely dangerous. I'll just summon the air carrier. However, the air carrier is too big to be covered by Chu Zhaoqing's group stealth. Through the glass window of the fighter plane, Zhao Yuan saw the scene of the wilderness passing by. The Abyss Xiankang is full of polluting creatures. Since you want to use the bronze door prop in the center of the earth, it means you have to kill all the way to the bottom. This is the most difficult thing. Of course, we can also sell it directly to the 4 major guilds and let them strengthen the seal. However, with our strength enough to deal with this subsequent danger, let the people of the 4 major guilds strengthen the seal, and it is inevitable that a few players will be polluted. After arriving at the nearest Abyss Xiankang, Su Yuxin and Sun Qinyu stayed on the air carrier and were responsible for guarding against the enemies that appeared around them. The rest of the members all followed Zhao Yuan into the Xiankang. Holding the high-grade torch sold in the system mall, Zhao Yuan jumped into the sinkhole in one breath. And he fell crazily in the pitch black. The light of the torch in his hand kept flickering, but it didn't go out. Sure enough, you get what you pay for. The retail price of this torch is 100,000 copper coins. It is indeed expensive for a reason. Zhao Yuan quickly fell to the ground, surrounded by dense holes like a hive, from which one after another polluted creatures crawled out. There is still a long way to go underground. Zhao Yuan received a scene information prompt. Entering the first floor of the Abyss Xiankang, you will suffer 10 points of pollution invasion every second. Please find your own way to enter the second floor. Sure enough, it's the same as the last time I entered the Xiankang, Zhao Yuan said in the group chat. There are maze-like honeycomb structures everywhere. Chapter 299 Tar. The Xiankang corridor began to shake violently, a large number of irregular rubble collapsed, and the nearby polluting creatures became more and more violent, desperately trying to leave Zhao Yuan's team behind. Zhao Yuan said, you go up first. I'll watch the whole process of the Abyss seal strengthening below. This rock formation can't bury me. Zhang Fengwu stepped on the flying sword and kept flying towards the surface. Don't ask us to dig you when the time comes. The teammates got rid of the shackles of the surrounding monsters and returned all the way. Zhao Yuan became the only target of the attack, and all the pollution creatures attacked Zhao Yuan, and was then pierced by thorns. Zhao Yuan could see the endless rich black energy pouring back into the bronze door from all directions, finally suppressed by the luster of mottled patina. The whole process lasted 3 minutes, and Zhao Yuan was soon to be buried. Finally, he saw sticky tar flowing from the hollow pattern of the bronze door, but in just a second, these sticky tars mixed with fake golden spots disappeared. Zhao Yuan reached out to touch it, but at this time the Xiankang had completely collapsed. With 4.5 billion points of attack power, he could punch through the rock formation with one punch. None of these rocks could stop him. Zhao Yuan touched the bronze door with sticky fingers. Why does tar flow out of the door after the seal is reinforced? There is no reminder in the system information. It seems that it is not a reward after strengthening the seal. With such a high amount of real attributes, it is impossible for me to be dazzled. The strength of my soul is too high, and it is not the hallucination ability of the surrounding polluting creatures. Forget it. Let's go out first. Zhao Yuan used the relapse of history skill to return to the position 49 minutes ago in the illusory fog of history. That is, the surface near the Xian King, out of the center of the earth. Zhao Yuan's fingers are still stained with sticky tar because after the awakening of the relapse of history, the state that is beneficial to Zhao Yuan will be retained during the retrospective process. Negative states will be offset by backtracking, while positive states and things will not be backtracked, which can be said to be quite human. It can't be the blood flowing from the center of the earth, right? Zhao Yuan felt that this scene seemed familiar. Isn't there only a fragment of the dark crown of the Evernight Goddess? Global announcement: players from the Xia Kingdom, use the Abyss portal to strengthen the seal of the Abyss Xian King by 5%, delayed the time for the Abyss seal to disintegrate. Global announcement. Global announcements are generally sounded 3 times in a row, Zhao Yuan said speechlessly. Just a pure announcement? Are there no special rewards? 7 or, the sticky tar just now is the reward? When Zhao Yuan was at a loss, players all over the world were stunned. FK. I'm still mining at the outermost edge of the wilderness, and others are already strengthening the seal of the Abyss. What? Xiaoguo player, don't you have a name? Which Xiaoguo boss is he? What kind of gold content is this? Reinforcing the seal of the Abyss, even the president of a 13th level guild can't do it. Wait, the player from the Xia Kingdom will never be Zhao Yuan, the demon king of the Xia Kingdom, right? The 5% Abyss seal, although I have not encountered a polluted creature, but it does not prevent me from feeling the heavy weight of this value. The seal of the Abyss is strengthened, so don't we have more time to grow? The presidents of the 4 major guilds in Xia Kingdom were also a little surprised. Chairman Rusherong said, we have tried to strengthen the seal, or repair the gaps in the seal before, using the Confucian words to follow the law, and the Buddhist seal mantra. It did have some effect, but it was less than 1%, so it didn't trigger a global announcement. President Lingshan responded, the announcement mentioned that the Abyss door props are used. If you get a few more similar props, you can greatly delay the date of the Doomsday. Players in other countries are also very excited, because the Abyss is the common enemy of the human race. Even if it is the hostile country of Xia, they will not jump out to ridicule at this moment. At most, he kept silent. After all, he also took advantage of Xiaoguo. Zhao Yuan said helplessly, it is considered as serving the people, and there is no reward at all. At this time, the viscous tar in his hand disappeared, and a message was refreshed in the message bar. Have obtained 0.01 points of divine power unit. This tar contains a unit of divine power? Just now, a large amount of tar gushed out from the gap in the bronze door. Such a little bit has 0.01 units of divine power. If you collect all the viscous tar, wouldn't you have hundreds of divine powers? Zhao Yuan felt that he had lost the opportunity to condense the Godhead in advance. Although Zhao Yuan didn't understand, the divine power unit was obviously extremely precious. Yun Ning said, let's send the leftovers of the void mine back to Yan City first. After all, there are also a lot of red quality accessories and a jet black accessory. Zhao Yuan nodded and said, that's right, the high-level void mine is still in our hands. This is a positioning vessel for a super-large teleportation matrix. It cannot be teleported, it can only be transported back to the guild station normally. I have already lost the tar that contains divine power, but I can't lose this high-level void mine anymore, Su Yuxin said in the group chat. There's high-intensity life energy approaching around. It turned out to be half-step Pope level. It can't be a foreign race. Are you here to grab high-level void mines? Zhao Yuan responded, now that you have completed strengthening the seal of the Abyss, let's go back. The jet black quality jewelry is indeed the treasure of the top auction house. At this time, the forum has been thoroughly fried, and everyone is discussing the matter of strengthening the seal of the Abyss. Since it is sealed with props, why don't we find a way to get a few more props, restore the starry sky barrier in the Abyss Xian King to complete state in one go, and then they can grow and develop slowly. The one upstairs is daydreaming, right? With such a level of precious props, how can we find a second one? It's outrageous to strengthen the Abyss seal by 5%. None of the top forces in the entire country has obtained a similar item. It turned out to be done by players from the Xia Kingdom. Could it be the 4 major guilds of the Xia Kingdom? Thanks to Xiaoguo, the entire human race can survive longer. Xiaoguo's hostile countries were completely dumb, and they didn't dare to ridicule or to make a sound, because they were also very happy in their hearts. No one wants to face the situation where the Abyss breaks free from the center of the earth as soon as possible. Chapter 300 SSS Level Devouring Body. Zhao Yuan placed the advanced void mine in the safe of the air carrier. He looked at the huge screen in front of him. The figure of the alien player appeared on the screen, but it was in a polluted state. Among them, there is a half-step Pope level. Zhao Yuan said, "It's just a little bit of experience to break through to level 200, these alien races below are enough. When you reach level 200, you can gain new skills." Under the control of Suyuxin, 65% of the firepower system of the giant air carrier was turned on. A large number of mechanical cannons, pulse matrices, missile launch ports, and plasma spray guns were opened one after another. Saturate coverage bombing towards alien players below. Boom 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 boom. After a round of washing, a large number of alien corpses were left behind. Zhao Yuan opened his red wings and rushed to the ground, directly strangling the neck of a half-step Pope-level alien clap. The entire body of the alien race was blown up by Zhao Yuan. He turned on the frenzied taunt and let the little phoenix use the eternal blazing sun. The current limit is 10 rounds. It's all experience packs. The pollution is not yet strong in the heart of the earth. Let's make a quick decision. Zhao Yuan was surrounded by countless aliens in the next second. The thorns anti-armor triggered frantically, and the enemy's blood was directly emptied by the real anti-injury. Su Guoshu turned into a stream of light, shuttled frantically on the battlefield, smashing the enemy's head with a hammer. Jiang Feng Wu steered a finger-length pink flying sword that pierced through the heads of hundreds of enemies in a matter of seconds. Jia Meng collapsed the stable structure of the nearby fire elements, causing a terrible disaster similar to elemental fission, causing the area to be completely burned, and the aliens were not even left behind. Only the scorched black powder. With the full output of Zhao Yuan's team, it only took 12 minutes to kill all the high-level aliens. Zhao Yuan also successfully entered the 200 level. Battle information: kill the target and trigger the talent hundreds of millions of times the proficiency. The current multiplier is 490 times, a total of 15.6 billion experience points, 50 times, are obtained, and the player's personal level is increased by 5 levels, a total of 5.6 billion skill proficiency points, 510 times, have been obtained, and the skill level has been increased. All unawakened skills are at full level, and one awakened skill also reached level 100. You can wake up on the spot now. The player's personal level reaches level 201, and he has acquired a new skill. After level 200, every 20 levels up will gain a new ability, trigger Eternal Blessing. All skills will be constant at SSS level. The player has obtained the SSS level Devouring Body LV1, SSS level. After killing the enemy, release it actively, which can devour the source of the corpse and form the corresponding skill imprint on the surface of the body. If the enemy attacks the position of the skill brand, the corresponding swallowing skill will be triggered. The current upper limit of swallowing is 5, and the cooldown time of the skills after swallowing varies. A skill acquired at level 200 is strong. If I acquired it earlier, I could devour the abilities of the Blood Moon Goddess, the Evernight Goddess, and the Chaos Pope. Anyway, there will still be encounters in the future, and it's not that there is no chance. For example, when Zhao Yuan kills the Evernight Goddess and uses the Devouring Body skill, it will devour the source of the opponent's corpse, leaving a skill imprinted on the surface of the body. If Zhao Yuan swallowed the Eternal Tranquility skill, it would be branded on his arm. Then during the battle, if the arm is attacked, Eternal Silence will be triggered instantly. If Zhao Yuan hunted enough guns, there would be skill marks all over his body. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.